Hello and welcome to the waste issue. We will take off where we left off the last time. You may remember we spoke about segregation of waste last time. In this episode, we will talk about a little more practical tips, especially as regards to how we dispose dry waste into the blue bucket. Do you remember that? Yes, it could be any color, but we are going to keep it color coded in this channel so that we remember where to put what. So, what goes into the blue bucket? The dry waste, mainly your milk packets that you dispose, right? So, when you cut open your milk and pour it, what do? Do you straight away put it in the dustbin? Then that is the wrong way of doing it. What you need to do is to open it up a bit, rinse it well, dry it, and then dispose it. In that way, there is a higher probability of recycling that will happen to that little milk packet. So if you use about 2 milk packets a day, so you can just multiply it into 30, that means 60 packets and 60 into so many days in the year. So if you wash it and put it in the dustbin, the probability of it getting recycled and not going into a landfill will be far, far greater. Similarly, suppose you buy some butter or peanut butter or jam. What do you do when it is over? Do you just put it back? Put it into the dustbin just like that? The right way of doing it is to wash it, rinse it, dry it, and then dispose it. Even better than disposing would be that you reuse it at home for your condiments. For instance, I love these glass bottles that come. These are ghee. This used to have ghee in it earlier. This was washed and then I store salt, sugar, or any other condiment that can be used in the kitchen or for just any other purpose. But if you have excess at home and you want to throw it away, this is the way to do it. Wash it, dry it, and then put it in the bin so that the probability of it going to the right recycling stream is much higher. Now, the best way to avoid waste is actually examining whether you really need a product in your house. So that means what you're trying to do is reduction at source. Now, how can we reduce the amount going into the blue bucket? Now, plastic bags such as this have long been banned in many of the municipal corporations, and yet you find them being in use. The ban has not been implemented well. So it is your duty as a citizen not to use these bags, because this bag is a one-time use and has no recyclable, the potential of be getting recycled. What can you do? When you go shopping, you could make several, these are old bags, old stuff which lies around, old bed sheets that have been converted into various sizes of bags, and these can be used as shopping bags for your vegetables, fruits, and for anything perhaps. And that way we reduce so much of packaging that actually doesn't go into the recycling stream. So you're sparing your blue bucket a lot of load in that way. Secondly, when you travel, what do? Are you prone to buying mineral water all the time? I, for instance, carry a bottle with me everywhere so that I can reduce the number of plastic or PET bottles going into the recycling stream. This way, you also are drinking healthier water. So these are the PET bottles. Even if it had something else, do rinse it and then put it into the dustbin if you want to discard it. Now, plastics such as this have a high value and these can be reused and reused, and it also has a great recycling potential. I will not go much into the details of the science behind it, maybe at an later date. Do avoid buying stuff which are highly packaged, such as Tetra Pak or with aluminum foil or with plastic. Many quite often these get stained with food material, and that has to go into your reject dustbin, and that goes straight into the landfill. But if you do get aluminum foil such as this, don't throw it away. Just wash it, dry it, fold it, and keep it for reuse. By reusing and reusing, we save so much of our resources, and subsequently we lower our carbon footprint. Now, there are some things you can swap in your life for more sustainable material. Now, if you already have, for instance, toothbrushes. So I'm not asking you to throw away what you already have at home. Please do make use of that. But when you want to buy another item, do think of the end of life of that material, which means when you throw it, please think, where will it go? For instance, the first toothbrush you ever bought will still be around somewhere on the earth. What can you do about it? One way of doing the first swap in your life is to use a bamboo toothbrush. So this is the next step to your sustainable living. So if you already have combs at home, fine. But if you want to buy another comb, these combs, wooden combs made from neem wood or any other wood, is much better. See, it works just as well, and so does this brush. This wallet, for instance, is made from a wild grass. Now, when the time comes for it to be thrown away, this will happily biodegrade and it will merge with the earth. This way, you would have close the loop yet again. You remember we spoke about closing the loop in the last video. So you'd have done that yet again. Now, plastic straws are such a menace. Now, the marine life is getting choked by all the plastic that we are producing, and the straws are so light that they fly so easily, and they land up at the ocean bed, and they are mistaken for food by the marine animals, and they ingest it, and it is creating havoc on the population of our marine denizens. So a bamboo toothbrush, I mean, you can drink out of a cup, I'm sure, but if you really want to use a straw, I carry this bamboo toothbrush with me in my bag everywhere that I go. I carry a cup as well as a spoon and a small bowl too, just in case I need it somewhere. Now, tissues have suddenly become the in thing, and you blow your nose and you throw it somewhere. That way you're actually spreading your germs. Also, the right way of actually carrying is a napkin. You wash your hands and then you have a napkin and you just dab your hands and then you're done. It goes, you wash it and reuse it. That way reams and reams of tissue paper can be saved, right? Another swap that you can do in your daily life so that your blue bin becomes lighter is by using scrubs such as these. These are made from coir, and they work very well. Now, the plastic ones, the spongy things that you find in the market are totally non-biodegradable, and these too go into the landfill. So every time you buy something, think about how much load can you reduce at the landfill. So now, for instance, yesterday I got a package. I hope to speak to this company at a later date so beautifully. I mean, they've just used paper reams, so there is no thermocol. What I received was not broken, it was beautifully packaged, and this can be happily recycled. And another thing which I use, sorry, it's pretty, it's been used for years and years, is these brushes made from coconut again. So what are the other ways that you can reduce packaging? Is that you carry your own dabbas or steel boxes to the shop and you refill it. Look for places where they can refill your grains and other stuff that you need in the kitchen. And even in the kitchen, you can use some old towels, cut it up and use it for cleaning your tabletops in the kitchen. And what else? Yeah, and at a party, avoid using paper and plastic cutlery, and these two go into the landfill when you throw it. If things can be reused, that is the only way that we can save precious land that is being used as landfill these days. So these are some brief tips that I could give you this time. How to reduce the amount of the stuff that goes into the blue bin. So one step at a time, let's work at it. And if you have any other ideas, do write in the comments how you reduce the load and what are your tips and hacks towards sustainable living. So until next time, this is Sangeeta Venkatesh. Do subscribe to this channel, and there is a lot more in the book that we have written called The Waste Issue. If you want your copy, do drop in a mail. The address will be given in the description box, or you can just tell me in the comments section itself. So bye bye until next time.